In this video, we will discuss about distinct keyword and ways to avoid distinct if possible. I'm going to use database AdventureWorks DW for this demo. I'm going to create two tables, table country and table users. I will start with table country. Table country has a column country ID, which is integer and primary key. And the next column would be country name varchar 25. I will insert close to 4 records. This is just a sample data for looking at the query that I will be executing in some time. The next table would be users, and users table will have 3 columns. First column is user ID, which will be integer, and that would be the primary key as well. And username varchar 25 and country ID integer. So let's execute that. And I'm going to insert some records onto the users table. Now let's execute select star from both these tables and then look at the data. So the first table country basically contains the country ID and then the country name. And the second table users basically contains user ID, username, and country ID. So what we basically doing is like for each user we have a username and also like the country that this particular user belongs to. So that is what is depicted as far as users table is concerned. So right now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to write a query to get all countries where our users are located. So basically what I'm doing is like I'm getting the country name, basically joining users and country table, and then using the join condition as the country ID. So let's go ahead and execute this query. And what I'm seeing is like I'm able to get the list of countries that our users are located. But the problem is like it has got a lot of duplicates. It is not basically giving me exactly what are the countries where my users are located. So basically I have to read each and everything. I have to remove the duplicates. It's gonna be a little tough for me. So what I'm going to do is like the simplest way is to add a distinct keyword on the query. So what I'm going to do is like I'm going to request the query to give me distinct country name. I'm going to join users and country table, and the join condition would be country ID. So let me execute that. So now if you look at this particular query, I'm getting the exact information. Like I'm able to see that there are four countries where my users are located: India, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Sri Lanka. So now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to check these two queries and then understand. I will be looking at the execution plan, and also like I'll be looking at how much IO that I'm doing for each of these queries, and then we will take it from there. So what I'll do is like I would enable set statistics IO and time, and then I will execute this particular query, and that will give me some good information. So let me enable the actual execution plan. Let's run it. And now if I look at it, what I'm basically seeing is like the first query is basically telling me that the cost is just 34%, and second query it basically tells like the cost is 66%. And what I'm seeing is like since we are using a distinct keyword in the second query, we are introducing a sort operator. Other than that, everything else seems to be same. Now, since we are using a sort operator, since we are using a distinct keyword, it is basically performing a sort. If you look at this one, it is basically doing a sort operation, and the cost of this sort is close to 61%. Now, if I look at the statistics, what I'm able to see is like as far as the second query is concerned, I'm introducing a work table because since I had to sort the data to remove the duplicates, I'm introducing a work table. But as far as the first query is concerned, I don't have this extra work table there. Yep. So now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to wanted to remove this distinct, but still I want to list only the countries without any duplicates. So for that, what I'm going to do is like I'm going to rewrite this query wherein I'm going to select country name from table country, and then I'm going to introduce an clause where exist, select country ID from users, and then I'm going to use a predicate country dot sorry users dot country ID equal to country dot country ID. So let me execute this query, and if I run it, what I'm able to see is like this one is performing a cluster index scan on each of these tables, and then I'm seeing a nested loop. So what I'm now going to do, I'm going to bring in all these queries, and then I'm going to execute everything side by side. Let's pick this up, and then let's execute this. Yep. So we see here the first query, which gives you the duplicate information, that is the duplicate country name is 27% query cost. Second query, which is using a distinct, is 53% costlier. And the third query, which uses the exist, is basically 20%. Yeah. And if you look at it here, we don't have a sort operation for the first and third query. But on the second query, where we use the distinct keyword, is basically having a sort operation. Now, if we look at the data here, what I'm able to see is like the first query, which gives you the which basically gives us the duplicate records, is having a logical read of 40. And the second query, which uses distinct, the logical reads is 9, but we are introducing a work table. And if the result set is little higher on the higher side, and if we don't have proper memory, workspace memory, then there is high possibility this sort can spill to temp db, and that can cause a performance issue. And the third query, which basically uses the exist, is performing just 8 logical reads and doesn't have the work table as well. So if we compare all these 3 queries, what I would suggest is like from this result and also looking at the execution plan, the third query, which uses the exist, is returning the required result and also utilizes fewer resources. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Jai Hind.